Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to thank you for joining us. We have a show full of hot topics. And so Aaron, who's our sports contributor, he's joined us on our hot topics table while Chike and Nayyir are out. So Aaron, welcome. Appreciate you taking time out your schedule.
Thank you.
All right, Lynia, how are you feeling?
You know, it's Monday.
Monday, right. Well, we know yesterday was 9/11, and I can't believe, I think it's one of those things you remember what you were doing when you found out or when it happened. What are your thoughts? I know you especially live in Northeast. What are your thoughts on that anniversary, Lynia?
I mean, you can have so many feelings about it. I didn't know anyone personally who was affected by it, but I know people who did have people who were either a part of the planes in New York or Pennsylvania. I know people who have experienced the loss on both spectrums. Yeah. So, I know it was a somber day. Yesterday I was like a hermit, because I'm studying for this exam. So it was already quiet for me, and I wasn't on social media. So I didn't have to go through that emotional onslaught that you go through with social media as soon as you go through, it's like you're bipolar, happy, mad, sad, glad, I didn't deal with that yesterday, but as always, prayers are with everyone affected, by that tragedy.
Absolutely. And Aaron, what were your thoughts when you reflected yesterday?
It's heavy. It's heavy just to think back on the loss of life and how they lost their lives. To be on an airplane and let alone having fears, just fear of a plane crashing, but knowing that your life is about to end and that it's going into it's just horrible. What can you say, man? It's tragic. And I actually went to the site.
Yeah, me too.
5 years ago. It's just eerie. It's eerie, and you see that hole, and it's just dark, and it's like it doesn't end. You kind of look down, and it's just deep, and it's no words.
You think about it, 3,000 people died that day, and even a lot of the first responders who came to help out, they still continue to have health issues dealing with the smoke and all the ashes and everything, having cancer and things like that. So it's still something that affects a lot of people that lost family members. So again, we recognize that day, and our thoughts and prayers for anyone affected. All right, do remind you, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, of course, our official website, thestephennightshow.com. You can also go to our website, I said stephennightshow.com, get our website to learn more about us, buy our merch and things like that. All right, so our question of the day is, what is your bucket list destination? Aaron, I'll ask you first.
My bucket list destination, oh man, probably... where would I like to go to, man? I'll come back to that.
Okay. Lynia, do you know yours?
That was funny.
Right.
I have several. Dubai is on the list. I was actually supposed to go to Dubai next month, and the travel agent flaked on everybody and gave us all our money back. So Dubai, my son beat me to it. My son went to Paris already.
Paris, yeah, I remember that.
Paris, definitely. Why do you look like that?
Time out. Flag on the play. Time out on the court. You have a son that is old enough to travel
30.
by himself?
He'll be 30 this year.
He'll be 30 this year. Can you believe it?
Hold on. We got to talk off. You look like you about 30, huh? What?
You
Stop
should
playing.
he had mentioned about her son turning 30 this year, and someone
He'll be
commented,
30 in December.
"Oh, like she has a 30-year-old."
Man.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Man, oh my gosh, wow.
Don't do that.
Respect, for real,
God.
straight up. Man, wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry.
So you said, so Paris, obviously, that your son beat you to, your almost 30-year-old son.
Yeah.
What other places?
Jerusalem.
Oh,
Definitely Africa.
different.
Don't know what part though. But I don't know if I want to say Ghana or Zimbabwe. Not Johannesburg. But yeah, that's like I said, it's a whole bunch.
Yeah, I
It's a
feel
whole
you.
bunch. So
My brother went to Ghana a few years ago. He loved it. He loved it out there. But yeah, I definitely want to go to South Africa. I want to go to the UK. I've never been there. And just, travel, So, and the good thing is now a lot of us are traveling more than we did in years, previously. So it's great that we have the opportunity.
yep.
All right, well, tweet us at home and let us know what is your bucket list. I
will say this though. I'm sorry, Stephen. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I would like to actually visit all 50 states. So that's one. Like I've thought about doing maybe like a road trip across the 48 and flying to Alaska and Hawaii. But the 48, I've seriously thought about just driving across country.
That's a good idea. Like do it. Like I mean, I've done a lot of in-state, but the best way to explore, if you can drive, then do the drive because you'll see so much beautiful scenery. But I'm a plane girl. I got to get there and I need to eat and I need to have my fun so I can relax. So
Aaron likes driving. I don't like all that.
I love driving. Yes.
I hate driving. Well, tweet us at home again and let us know what's the bucket list destination. Stephen I Show SHO. All right, so Aries Spears, he's facing allegations. He sexually groomed 2 minors in the past comedy skit with Tiffany Haddish, but his mom has his back. Now, during the September 9th episode on Spears' podcast, Spears and the Steinberg, the comedian read audience emails when he stumbled across a message from his mother, Tara Spears. At the 23:15 mark of the podcast, Taurus encourages Spears, claiming that despite the lawsuit, he is still evolving into his prime. She said, "I love you. Keep your head up in the sky through the storm." She finished the email to her son, addressing his naysayers, sharing that she sees a bright future ahead of him. She said, "Haters have to have freedom too. That's a bitch. You'll be richer to the hardships in every way. Always stay ready for the good shit and still evolving into the prime, mom." Now, Spears, he felt that his career was over before the lawsuit. The 47-year-old former Mad TV cast member accepted his career had been in the can for several years before allegations resurfaced. He said, while explaining to the podcast listeners that he had an unreasonable reputation for being difficult in the comedy scene. Spears shared why recent allegation felt like another confirmation for him. He said, "I already felt like my career was over before all of this. I thought I was blackballed and my shit was over. But I always said I felt like I was one thing away from a turnaround, but now this. I'm almost certain the tombstone is written." Now, Spears went on to thank his mother for her love and support throughout the ongoing dispute. Previously reported, an unidentified woman, Jane Doe, recently submitted a formal letter to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office calling for the immediate arrest and prosecution of both Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. Jane Doe and her brother filed a lawsuit claiming they have been traumatized for life following the skit they shot with the pair. Both reported grooming and sexual assault, with the boy accusing both Haddish and Spears of molestation. And now Spears and Haddish have denied these claims. So what are your thoughts, Lynia, on first, obviously his mom still has his support, you being a mother. What are your thoughts on that? And also him thinking his career was over and now this is just another blow.
We touched on Aries last week, right? You know,
That's
everybody is entitled to their opinion, but the way that he went about how he spoke about Lizzo, it was unnecessary.
Right.
And as soon as he did that, somebody was waiting to pull the trigger. It's amazing. I don't know, you know, I saw the clip. I don't know if you saw the clip with the kid that they're talking about.
No.
So I saw the clip. It was uncomfortable. I didn't get it because it was a clip. I didn't see the whole thing.
Right.
I don't know the full context of, you know, of what that was supposed to be. But there's also somebody else has been digging, and there's another clip, and I'm trying to find it for you so I can send it to you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it doesn't involve kids. It's him in a skit, I guess, with the guy who shot the one with him and the kid and Tiffany Haddish. And it's a little gay play going on. And he kisses the guy, and like the guy, like, it's like kind of like riding him. It looks crazy. It's old. Well, I don't know how old it is. Let me not say that because
he was what, much slimmer or something?
No, absolutely not. Like he was kind of
okay.
So I wish I can't remember the girl's page was on, but once I find it, I'm going to send it to you. And unfortunately, I don't know how this is going to play out. Unfortunately, we're in the court of public opinion.
Right.
And it's not looking good. But then again, we also know that the people who have filed this lawsuit, they got a history. So that history, the way that people are digging into Aries, I'm not going to say Tiffany so much, they really digging into Aries.
Yeah.
I hope those people are ready for the digging that's going to happen to them. Because they're gonna, the same way Aries is getting dragged, as soon as they start finding out what these people have been up to, it's not going to be pretty. Your life is going to get turned upside down. So when you do stuff like this, you're going to have to be ready for the onslaught that's going to come back to you, because they're going to open you inside out and find out everything. So
You
know how the internet works. Aaron, what are your thoughts on this?
Let me get my camera right. Okay. So, with Mr. Spears, I didn't really follow much of that, but did he say something derogatory towards Lizzo?
Yes, he was interviewed. You want to tell him there?
He spoke about her, like, let me change that. They were talking about him in the interview, we're talking about music. And the guy who was interviewing him said, oh, yeah, you know who else makes good music? Lizzo. And Aries just was like, oh, she Lizzo reminds me of like a big piece of shit or something like that. He said,
shit emoji.
Like the shit emoji. Like that's how he went into that conversation. That wasn't even how the dude let in. Now I know that wasn't the whole conversation, but that's how he fired off. And he's like, I know people going to hate me for saying this, but you know, she got a cute face, but her body is ... Like that's how it went. Like it went.
That's wild, because I'm like, bruh, do you even look at yourself in the mirror? Like
that was the feedback he got.
I'm like, bro, like it was like, do you really look at yourself, like, for you to even it was a deflection, maybe he tried to shoot a shot with Lizzo and she turned him down or something. I don't know, but that's just creepy. Like when a man talks about a woman's looks, to me, talking about a woman in general is wrong, but to talk about her looks and say that she looks like the shit emoji,
especially in a public forum. I mean, it's wrong, but in a public forum.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting what he wanted. He wanted that smoke, and he's getting it. Like he should have kept that to himself. Like that was not called for. Like it wasn't at all. So sorry for that man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, with cases like this happen, you know, people's they should be examined and you know, it should be looked into for sure. But I just hope that it's if you're making these claims, it's true. Because like you said, they will dig deep, and the internet is not forgiving.
They will dig deep. So
Undefeated. Defeated.
Yeah. Tiffany Haddish released a long statement. I didn't read it all, but she's saying that this didn't happen. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's not, you know, it's one of those things that
from my understanding, these people they've been gunning for Tiffany, like they've been trying to get money from her. They've been trying to extort her for a long time. So this is not, you know, and they just needed some form of an end. And unfortunately, that end was tied to Aries Spears.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. But look, another day, another alarming health crisis. This time, the state of New York is officially on a high alert following the recent news regarding local polio cases. It was announced earlier today that, or last week, that the New York governor has formally declared a state of emergency due to the growing polio outbreak within the state. The New York Times reports in an effort to curb the spread of the current polio outbreak that is polarizing the state, that the governor declared an official state of emergency. Underneath Governor Hochul's order, emergency services workers, midwives, and pharmacists have full authority to administer the polio vaccine. Additionally, the state of emergency also includes requirements for local healthcare providers to send all polio immunization information to New York health officials to determine whether vaccination efforts are needed the most. Speaking about the urgency and seriousness of the polio outbreak, New York Health Commissioner Dr. Mary Bassett said, on polio, we simply cannot roll the dice. We do not wait to vaccinate. You'll recall that very first polio in almost 10 years was discovered in New York back in July from an unvaccinated man in Rockland County who was infected by someone who received an oral form of polio vaccine. However, it should be noted that oral polio vaccines have not been used in the U.S. for over 22 years. Polio. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that something we get vaccinated for when we're kids?
You see my face?
Right. Yeah. And so the fact that it's coming 10 years since the last reported case, is this just something else to worry about, Lynia?
You know what I want, Stephen? I want millionaire-itis. Is
Right.
when you get inflicted with becoming a millionaire and you get it all on you and you get it in your bank account,
Right.
all that good stuff, and you create offshore accounts and you get sick and you can just go any damn where you want to. That's what I want. I don't want this other stuff. I don't want the pox of the monkeys. I don't want the polios and the polos. I don't want the COVIDs and the COVID. I don't want the COVIDs and the COVIDas. I don't want none of this crap.
Right.
I just want to be able to live my life and eat what the hell I want and not gain no weight. That's all I want.
Exactly. Aaron, what are your thoughts on polio making this comeback? And New York always the epicenter of these diseases.
Always.
What happened to chickenpox and the flu? That's all I remember. That was it. Chickenpox, flu, and if you was outside playing and you was in the woods or whatever, then you might get poisoned.
Ringworm.
Yeah, and that or just the basics. Now we got Rona, we got monkeypox, we got now polio. Yeah. What's gonna be next? The what's it called? The bubonic plague? I'm probably saying it wrong.
Oh, bubonic.
Thank you. Yeah. Bubonic. I mean, for real, they just dust them all off. I mean, really, this is.
I feel like America is Gotham City.
Yeah, right.
It could be just dingy and just all of America.
Right. Handmaid's Tale, like it's really like it's going backwards, man. Even in politics and also and just germs and diseases. I mean, it's just it's going backwards, man. Like no words.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, 50 Cent versus Little Kim, find about this drama. And then Ricky Martin, now he's facing sexual allegations from his own nephew. And Ricky Martin's fighting back with his own lawsuit. More about that when we come back. Right back after this.